you know, it's a joke that SRT also stands for slow around the turn.
It don't stand for that. It actually don't. And I don't know who made that up. All right, what's going on, folks? It's Spade.
It's Cam.
And you are watching another Two Brothers Automotive news episode. What is this, 15? 14, I think. Okay. I knew we was getting up there.
Yep.
Cam, I kind of want to jump in if you don't mind. Can I just go?
Go ahead, yeah, go ahead.
Bro, let's jump out here. Let's talking about, listen, I say Hyundai, you say Hyundai.
Yeah, Hyundai.
I don't know.
They had
Hyundai?
a commercial about how you said it one time. I forgot what's the...
We're going to call them Hyundai for mine.
Hyundai.
Right?
I'll say Hyundai.
So Hyundai, and specifically not everybody at Hyundai, a guy named Tyrone Johnson says nobody wants manual gearboxes anymore.
Sounds like a brother.
It sounds like a brother. You know what's crazy? When I heard Tyrone Johnson,
I mean, it's disheartening to hear that anyway, but if that's a brother saying that, hey, man,
it's funny. It makes me feel good to know that we think alike, because when I heard this, I said, nah. I said, who is Tyrone Johnson? And I found this the guy.
It looked like he got something in there.
Tyrone. The name alone.
Yeah?
Tyrone Johnson.
You gotta tighten up, Tyrone. That's a wild quote, but
it's a wild quote, but we'll get into it.
Yeah.
So Mr. Johnson says nobody wants manual gearboxes anymore. So that made me, like I said, me being me, I'm like, before I dive into this conversation, this hot take, let's find out who Tyrone Johnson is. So I went back and I found out Tyrone joined the Hyundai Motors Group in August of 2018 as the head of Department Vehicle Test and Development, right?
What year?
2018.
Okay.
Later, he was promoted to Director of Vehicle Development in February of 2021. Now, before joining the Hyundai Group, he was working at Ford Motor Company in different positions for more than 30 years. So this is the brother who, I keep saying a brother, I don't know if he's a brother or not. This is a guy who has a lot of experience in the industry, right?
Okay.
Now that I've given you the context on Tyrone, let's jump back, right? Okay, so he became the Managing Director of Hyundai in January of 2024.
Okay, recent.
He says nobody wants manual gearboxes anymore. I did a little bit of research to see if this man was talking crazy.
Okay, I'm glad, because that's exactly what I was doing over here, because I could have swore.
I like how we hear it.
We locked in.
I actually want to tie this back. He's not the only one that feel this way. Mm-hmm. Recently, Ferrari came out and told its fans that continue to beg for a manual gearbox, if you want a manual gearbox Ferrari, go buy a used Ferrari. Yeah. Now, to my knowledge, I could be wrong, there's not been a manual Ferrari since 2012.
I believe that's right. Yeah, the 488 automatic.
It's
new F80's automatic.
It's been a while, brother.
Ooh, 296. Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, I can't think of one that's had a manual gearbox. Oh yeah, 2012 sounds about right.
Okay, so I mean, Cam, I feel like a few episodes back you talked about the fact that manual gearboxes aren't as common in today's time. People aren't learning
how to drive manual.
To drive them. Yeah. Now, because I drive a manual, a 6-speed manual, I want to come at Tyrone and be like, shut up, man, what are you talking about? But there is one thing that's somewhat on his side. The dual clutch transmission is something that just might be killing off the manual gearbox. Now, obviously, there are some people out here that's going to want a manual no matter what.
Yeah.
But I think it's fair to say, if you look at the numbers of manual gearbox sales over the years, I think they are down. Now, his quote, obviously, he generalized it when he said nobody want. Okay, obviously, nobody is a stretch. You should say nobody. But Cam, you think he right?
I ain't gonna say he right or wrong.
Okay.
I get he hyperbole when he's saying nobody.
Sure.
I think it's a number of factors. I think like you just said, people aren't growing up learning how to drive manual gearboxes. It's probably like now for kids 16 to 20 years old, it's a generation of people who are on the road that they might not even be aware of a manual gearbox. They might see a manual gear shift knob and be like, what is that? I think it was something that came out during 2020 when people, when the Kia boys was running crazy. People were like, they had videos of people about to steal their car, but then they see a manual gearbox and they go shock Pikachu and their brain just cut off. Like, I don't know what this is. So I think it's some of that, people just, like I said, the manual gearbox not really being pushed anymore. And like the dual clutch transmission is a good point, because I own a car with the best dual clutch transmission to ever exist. And it can be a manual car, of course, and I'm not shifting new gears and I don't have a third pedal, but I can turn that M mode on, and I got my paddle shifters, and I can shift the car how I please. So that's kind of give you a blend of the best of both worlds there. So that the rise of more people doing clutch, like BMW got their own dual clutch, Mercedes got their own dual clutch, and a lot of other people got dual clutches it's a formidable and solid option at a transmission.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I definitely think, I think we're very close to the days where manuals are no more, like just in total. And I know that's probably gonna hurt your heart and a lot of people of the older generation, but yeah, I see that happening in the next decade or so. I really do.
So he had another piece of this quote, and I was looking for it while you were talking. He says, and I lost it again just that quick. He says, there's exceptions, but the trend is clear. He talked about the fact that Elantra N made a manual version and said that the take rate was just 30%. So 70% of the Elantra N sold went for the DCT version.
Yeah.
Only 30% of those.
But 30% is high.
30% is high. That's
high
what
for
I'm
these
saying.
days. 30% is high. That's a decent amount of people.
Here's the quote that's crazy. He says he also believes that buyers no longer want manual handbrakes, like e-brakes. Now, I don't think people really
I'm about to say, I'm with him on that one. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not mad if I got one.
Like, I guess the drifters, they want the lever.
Sure.
But my car, it's a button. I mean, it's like a switch almost, but it's a button. Like it ain't one that you popping while you trying to get the tires to spin. So,
but there's another piece to that. Not only do he say they no longer want manual handbrakes, he said people also don't want analog dials.
Oh no, I was gonna say a not great word, but he's he capping on that one. That one he lost the plot on that one for real.
So the article here says that's probably true for customers under 40, while older drivers still want to pull a handbrake lever and look at an instrumentation cluster with real gauges and needles. I disagree with that. I think the gauge clusters, I've never met a person that's like, dang man, I don't want to see this real needle.
I love this digital screen. And I will say I've seen that. Some manufacturers have done great with the digital screen. They've done great. And some manufacturers have went digital screens and it's like, what the hell is this? Not to say that like people have liked it as opposed to analog screen, but some people didn't have good analog. Some people didn't have good analog gauge clusters.
That's true.
It was bad.
My hot take is every good digital cluster I've seen has mimicked an analog cluster.
That's true. Yeah,
so I mean,
that's fair.
But
I feel like he's trying to make his argument more compelling by looping all of that stuff into one. And those things are not created equal.
They are
like,
not.
The subset of people who want a manual gearbox in today's world is small. The subset of people who want a manual handbrake is like this small. Like, and sometimes they aren't even the same group of people. Just because somebody want a manual gearbox does not mean they want a manual handbrake too. Like, only people who really give a shit about manual handbrakes, drifters, and probably I think the rally racers, don't they use the handbrake every now and then? They go crazy. So yeah, like very niche group of people, but to try to kind of blend that all in and be like, yeah, if you don't want this one thing, you don't want the other. Some of these things do not have the same correlation. Like you said on the analog gauge clusters, it's a no. I'm even so crazy. I don't like on 992.2 that they went push to start on that left side. I don't like the fact that I can't get in and turn the knob like that. Like that irritates me. So yeah, like all those things are not created equal. Tyrone, tighten up, bro. Like Tyrone is the vice president. Last episode we talked about some other Ford execs making statements. Y'all need to lock in with y'all PR team. Cause y'all, why are these execs talking so much? Why are y'all so visible right now? Hey, shut up. Like, shut up. The word of advice from a consumer. Stop talking. Like, you're hurting yourself.
Yeah, man.
If you don't want to drop manual gearboxes, you know what you can do? Person in your power. Go talk to your team and tell them, hey, let's stop dropping manual gearboxes. You ain't got to go on a whole fake PR run of why manual gearboxes are horrible and why you shouldn't want a manual e-brake and all that other stuff. Just stop giving us the options and people probably going to buy the cars and be a little bit more receptive to it than you just coming out and saying nonsense and you pissing off a subset of your base.
And I also feel like, and this is no shade.
It's going to be shade.
No, it's not. But like people drive manuals not because they perform better than DCTs, because they're more engaging.
Yeah.
And I think a driver that's looking for an engaging experience, I don't think they're buying Hyundais. So like if you're making this statement based on like Hyundai consumers, maybe. But I'm also with you. If 30%,
But we did say 30% of that.
30% is a substantial number.
A lot of people. Yeah, that's greater than. I would like to see the numbers on that compared to the likes of like a Porsche or well, not Ferrari because they ain't got no manual gearbox choices, but like anybody else who's still dropping Mercedes, maybe whoever still BMW. I know BMW is still dropping manual gearboxes. I would like to see how many people like a G80 manual versus a G80 automatic. What the percentage is on that, because 30% is that's a good feat in this day and age. That's a pretty good percentage right there. And to just be like, oh yeah, 30% of y'all. Don't give a damn about what y'all got going on. Like,
I mean, you still got people who are holding on to the 7th generation Corvette because it's the last Corvette you can get a manual on.
Yeah.
And Corvette for the longest, every Z06 were manual only.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just think it's a crazy take. But sure, maybe for Hyundai consumers.
And maybe he's saying that or we not. Maybe, maybe they got access to something.
Come on, Ty.
That we can't see.
Ty, what you on?
Yeah, I don't know if I like that one. All right, Spade. I'm gonna go shift to my topic, and kind of similar, but kind of not. Okay. We are talking about an option on a car, but this is on the tech side. So a couple years ago, Apple announced that they were coming out with a new version of CarPlay Ultra. This super version of CarPlay is, the same features as we know CarPlay now. You'll be able to access your Apple Music, your Spotify, your Apple Maps, your Google Maps, all that fun stuff, all the creature comforts of integrating your phone into your car. But CarPlay Ultra was supposed to take it to the next level by also infusing that manufacturer's infotainment system into CarPlay. So now within CarPlay, you can access your climate control. You can access things like, you can turn traction control off and on in your car. Any of those very, car specific things that CarPlay otherwise can let you do. Because, CarPlay was just really a mirror of your phone to a degree.
And it kind of took you out of your car.
Yeah. It took you out of your car system, but this one's supposed to integrate that. And they originally announced 14 brands. And recently, 10 out of the 14 have opted out of CarPlay Ultra. With one being Renault, and an exec had a quote telling Apple, "Don't try to hijack our systems." He's alluding to the fact that these brands felt that Apple's integration was more so invasive than it was helpful.
Wow.
These manufacturers basically didn't like the fact that Apple was coming in and essentially taking control of the infotainment system, and in my opinion, probably creating something that's a better user experience because it's integrated with CarPlay. Everybody loves using CarPlay over a manufacturer's built-in infotainment system. Mm-hmm. And now you giving me the one thing that I didn't have is all the settings, the car-specific settings that weren't in there. It's like it's all interwoven into one. It's like, who wouldn't want that? But Spade, this thing always come back to money. You know the real reason why they don't like this? Because they fear that they're losing control over the user experience and the software monetization to Apple. Because the average U.S. consumer keeps their car for 13-ish years. So you know how these manufacturers make a lot of their money? Based on their software and the subscriptions built into that software.
Yuck. And
with this CarPlay Ultra integration, they would lose that. So I mentioned that 10 out of the 14 brands dropped out, right? The 4 that are still in there, Aston Martin, they currently debuted it in the new SUV. Don't quote me on the number of it, but the 2025 model SUV, they have it actually like in the car. Porsche is committed to it. Hyundai/Genesis is also committed to it, but they haven't included into the model yet. And Kia. Those are the remaining 4. And I know I said Hyundai and Genesis, they're not same people, but everybody else who was originally in it, Audi dropped out, BMW dropped out, Mercedes dropped out, Renault dropped out, Volvo dropped out, Polestar out of there. Yeah, a lot of these people, They were like, this sounded great until they started realizing like, hey, somebody did the numbers. And that money we was making on our subscription, charging people to have, I don't know what they have in a cell phone plan or Wi-Fi in your car.
Disgusting.
They won't need it because CarPlay Ultra got you. You got your phone. Your phone got a phone system. You don't need Wi-Fi.
Disgusting.
So, you saying disgusting, Space? So I want to get your thoughts. Whose side are you on her?
Man, power to the people, man.
Power to the people.
Give us
CarPlay Ultra.
Man, CarPlay most of those brands that you just called out, they are high-end brands. You spending top dollar for their vehicles anyway, and you want more? Like, I just feel like so much of this is just car manufacturers being like,
give me some more money.
Just give me the whole wallet.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man.
My thing, and I can't remember what model it was. It was a GM car. It might have been, was it the EV Cadillac? I think at first, maybe that didn't. No, they didn't have Android Auto, I believe.
Okay.
I think they didn't have Android Auto, and a lot of Android users were pissed about that because they had to use the car's like infotainment system. It was like this is inferior to Android Auto. Same, and then there's been some other models that have done that with CarPlay where they're like, we're not letting you use CarPlay. We're not letting you use Android Auto. Like, you got to use our stuff. If you gonna force people to use your stuff,
make it good.
Yeah, it got to be good. It has to be good,
and it should be better than the cheaper option.
Exactly. And I hate Tesla. I'm not a fan of Elon. I don't like Teslas. I think they're poorly made cars. They don't allow you to use CarPlay, but I will say their in-house software, because they make sense because they're a software company first. Their in-house software is pretty damn good.
Yeah. So
people don't whine about it there. But yeah, when I get in a GM-made product and I got to use the GM software, or recently, Spade, I told you, I had a Lucid Air for a day. Their software is horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be some of the worst software I've ever used in my life. Like, it's not intuitive. Like, I had to sit up. Me as I'm a tech guy. I'm sitting up there like an old person trying to figure out where the settings are. Like, I can't even get to the settings. Like, that's how bad it was to figure out. Like, it's just bad software. And I think a lot of these manufacturers, just because they're not software-based companies, they tend to lack in that area.
Yeah.
And when CarPlay came around, a lot of people just threw CarPlay into their cars. It was like, oh, bet we don't have to think about this anymore. But now, people keeping their cars, now you want to be greedy. Now you want to have subscription-based. Now it's, oh, we care about software. Now we want you to use our stuff. Now, no, you didn't care when CarPlay came out. You were like, bet, this is something we ain't got to concern ourselves with. We'll put some shit software in here. CarPlay gonna fix it. You're gonna use that anyway. But now that there's money involved, now you care.
That's crazy.
Now you care. So yeah, I think it's wild. I would love to know the legalities of these brands dropping out of that contract, because again, Apple announced this in like 2022.
Yeah.
And they had this list slated, and so for only one manufacturer to even have it in a actual car right now, like I said, Porsche, Hyundai / Genesis, Kia, they've committed to it, but they haven't dropped the car with it yet. Aston Martin is the only one. I think it's kind of random that Aston Martin is the first one too. Like, how many people copping that? And it ain't like it's like the Vantage or flagship model. It's in one of the SUVs. So how many people have really had access to it? But from what they've shown, from what Aston Martin has shown from it, it does look good. Like it looks good. But yeah, I would love to know the legal fallout of, how Apple responded to them people saying dropping out. Like, was it a thing they have an out where they're just like, yeah, no, we out of here, and they were able to cleanly break ties? Or was there something in that contract that said, hey, you gotta come up off some bread if you want to get up out this deal?
Well, if it was, whoever found that loophole told others.
Yeah.
Because if 10 of them jumped,
they found something. They got Saul Goodman.
Yeah. They found something.
So yeah, that's what I got on topic. Leave in the comments how you feel about this. Would you like to experience CarPlay Ultra, or are you happy with your manufacturer's software? Or do you use regular CarPlay and that's enough for you, and you just need CarPlay and to be able to access the AC, and that's all you care about?
I like it. Back to me?
Yeah, back to you. That's all I got for my time.
I got some good news, bro.
Good news?
I got some really good news. This is good news to everyone unless you are a random person standing at a takeover. SRT returns, baby. That's right. So for those who don't know, SRT stands for Street and Racing Technology.
Lord.
This is a Stellantis group. I am very excited about this, man. Stellantis is bringing back the SRT division, which it never should have went away in the first place. I want to assume it has something to do with government regulations and emissions and blah, blah, blah. Forget all that.
Did they get rid of it? Did they rename it, or did they just get rid of it altogether?
They got rid of it.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I think what they did was those guys moved, like they took the SRT group
and just
and they just kind of put them in other. I know a few of them went to work on like EVs. So they moved them around. They got the game back together, and I don't know if it's all the same people. I do know it's headed up by Tim Kuniskis. He's the CEO of Ram, and he was a key figure.
I'm about to say, when he got back in the glory days?
Well, he was a key figure in the development of the Hellcat, right, and the Demon. So
yeah, they love him.
Let me tell you something. Like I said, this is great news for everyone, unless you're a random person standing at a takeover,
or unless you're me.
He'll be okay. He's happy too.
No, I'm not.
This is really good news. This is very, very good news. So the group will oversee performance product development across all Stellantis American brands. What that means to me is you're probably gonna get another TRX model.
Trackhawk.
You're probably gonna get another Trackhawk. They just got through talking about this. What was that?
The new Cherokee.
Episode we was talking about the Cherokee.
Episode 2 ago.
Cherokee's back. Listen, we can get rid of this doggone EV charger. Or maybe we can keep the same body of this EV Charger, because you know that EV Charger
It does look nice. It went back to the old
two-door joint.
Yeah.
Right. But it has an ICE option as well. You can get a combustion engine in that, but you can't get a big dog Hemi in it yet. Yet. The SRT group is back. Cam, I'm very excited about this news. How do you feel about it?
I'm indifferent. I'm not, I don't really like Stellantis. I'm not gonna say I don't dislike Dodge. I dislike the average Dodge consumer because, like you said, Hellcats, Demons, all those cars are a guarantee to see at any takeover,
Absolutely.
any night car show. I say car show in quotes because it really don't be shows. It just be a group of hooligans ruining it.
Street race.
Yeah, ruining it for the rest of us. A lot of people gonna get hurt behind these.
Yeah.
A lot of people about to go into insurmountable amounts of debt. They probably gonna have interest rates out the wazoo.
This is great.
I've always wondered why Dodge went away from targeting that cohort. They just like, oh, y'all can go get the old joints, or we don't care about y'all with this new joint with the, like I said, the new Charger, and I know some of that is government regulations and whatnot, but it's kind of like they had like a hard stop of like, you got this core audience people who are buying your car, especially like you got the youth at that, like you capturing the youth buying these cars, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, we ain't got no options for y'all. So
yeah, I definitely think, and I don't know, but I believe it was all government regulations because there was a very long time when you just could not buy cars with like power like that from dealerships.
Yep.
And then the Hellcat came and kind of changed things. Matter of fact, I don't know if I dropped this picture in here at the time. Your boy was invited out to the like debut event that Dodge gave for the Hellcat in Portland, Oregon. I met some really cool people there. I met Bill Goldberg. That was a really dope event. But in talking with them there, one thing that I learned that I now see and I can't unsee is how aggressive their marketing team is. If you're watching a movie, I don't care what the movie's about, it's a Dodge in that movie, somebody's pushing a 300, a Charger, a Challenger, a Ram, and it's not by happen chance. They are aggressive. And I just think they had a good thing going. I think government regulation, and they kept going up. It went from 707 to like 797 to like 808.
I got to give them some credit here. They did it and kept the cost in a range for people.
It was something.
Albeit a lot of people putting themselves in financial ruin, but they were in good enough happenstance with a bank for a bank to be like, yeah, you can get a loan for this car. It wasn't crazy expensive enough to where the average person can go get this car. Yeah. So like kudos to them for doing it. Like I said, it's not my type of vehicle. It's a big American boat, wide body muscle car that, it's a joke. The SRT also stands for slow around the turn. It
don't stand for that. It actually don't. And I don't know who made that up. I am very excited about this because I truly believe, all jokes aside, the SRT group were producing the last actual American muscle cars. And I know Mustang fans are going to say, what about the Mustang? Camaro fans are going to say, what about the Camaro? But those cars have become sports cars. And that's actually not a diss.
About the Corvette? You going to leave the Corvette out?
The Corvette also is a sports car. And it's not a diss. I think actually you would find that a sports car is a bit more refined. Like, I think it's a good thing. Sports cars are nice cars, but I'm talking good old fashioned stupid muscle. I mean, just
waving the American flag, ridiculous power.
Yes, I can't even put this power down.
Almost a death machine.
Yeah. And back in the days, again, I have nostalgic ties to that, but I remember talking to an older dude. I don't want to make this a long story, but I was talking to an older dude who, when I first got my Challenger, he was like, man, I was a kid growing up in the drag race scene, and I remember when the first Hemi started coming out. Like, Ford and the Chevy was going back and forth at the drag scene, and when those Hemi started rolling out, man, like they had the drag racing scene in the clutches, and to kind of get that
those
context.
Those were highly modifiable too, right?
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. But I mean, I'm talking the big 470 joints.
But even the more recent, like the Hemis don't those have a lot of tuning capabilities?
They do. I mean, it ain't BMW, it ain't
laptop.
Plugging into a laptop and get it down tuned and take off. But I mean, the power is definitely there. We've seen some guys, especially some YouTube guys with some bread. We've seen some very unique builds. We've seen twin turbocharged Hellcats and people like Boosted Lucky. We've seen some really crazy stuff out there. So I'm really excited about it. Like I said, I'm biased. I am a Hellcat fan. I'm a Mopar fan.
You know what
really,
I am
at the end
excited
of the
for?
day.
I'm
SRT
excited.
being better.
No.
Oh.
But because of that, I'm excited to see how many more Chargers we see end up in a tree because they leave in a car show.
Well, that's
and
a crazy thing to be excited about.
They leave a car show and they want to try to put the power down and they swerve and bend that corner into a tree. Like you see, Chargers and Mustangs, they the top of it, but them SRT boys, they right behind when it come to wrecking they shit leaving the car show.
I'm happy that the cars that people want are back. And guess what?
For
you
now.
don't have to be a part of the cool club to get in. You ain't got to buy 13 cars you don't want.
But
in
you
order
do
to
have to have
get
a
an allocation for
27%
one.
interest rate.
That is also not true. That is also not true. This is good news. If you are a fan of American muscle cars, this is truly a reason to celebrate. Shout out to Stellantis, Tim Kuniskis, and SRT Group being back.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, like I said, we've talked about Stellantis ad nauseum here, and a lot of times it's not good. So with this, they should see financial gain almost immediately.
Absolutely.
As soon as these cars start coming out, I highly doubt whether these are horrible cars or not. I highly doubt we'll ever see them at the bottom of MVS. Like these are probably going to sell like hotcakes, barring they do something outrageous with the price or anything like that. But no, that's a cool topic, Spade. You got anything else?
That's it, man.
No, I think we're good here. So yeah, man. Leave a like, comment. Any of these topics capture your heart? Are you a Dodge person? You a Stellantis person? Are you happy about SRTs coming back?
Yeah, you are.
How you feel about CarPlay Ultra? Is that something you wish to experience, or are you kind of like, I'm good with regular CarPlay? I don't need no more. Are you paying a subscription fee for your in-house subscription, your in-house software? I hope not. I hope you ain't giving them people like. I don't get why people pay for Wi-Fi inside their car. Fam, you got a phone. Why your car need Wi-Fi? You ain't. Work can wait, bro. Work can wait for your 15, 20 minute commute. Yeah, it can wait, bro. It can wait. You don't need Wi-Fi in your car. Stop paying for that. But yeah, man, leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow us on TikTok, Instagrams. We here every week, Wednesday afternoon. Hit the bell. Make sure you get notified.
All that.
Until next time, peace.